Hello everyone. I hope you all have been well. I am Kaveri, a corporate lawyer and trainer from UCS. We have with us today Ms. Anupama V, a lawyer with over 24 years experience in corporate and labor laws and who is also a chief trainer at UCS. Welcome Anupama. It's so nice to have you here on this podcast. Anupama, recently I read an article in the papers which really horrified me. The Ajmer rape case of 1992. The heading read, almost 3 decades after a rape, blackmail case rocked Ajmer, surrender of an accused opens old wounds. The case goes on like this. About 18 men who were the extended families of caretakers of the Ajmer Sharif Dargah with social influence and political connections. They raped several school and college girls over a period of time, first by luring them and later by blackmailing them. These girls were from middle class or from poor background families. The police suspect there were between 50 to 100 victims, but very few came forward to depose, with only two having stuck to their statements. In 30 years, a majority of the victims have turned hostile even as the trial is underway against some of the accused. Many of the accused used their political influence while others absconded. Only one accused who surrendered in 2012 is in jail and the others have been granted bail. For the alleged victims, however, the case has been nothing short of an ordeal. The 2003 Supreme Court order in this case said, unfortunately, many of the victims who appeared as witnesses turned hostile, and one can appreciate the reason why they did not want to depose against the appellants, as that would have exposed them as well and would have adversely affected their future life. When few of the victims who are now in their 50s are summoned to courts, after all these years, they are angry. It opens up their wounds. They have to relive that horrific experience and trauma when they are asked the questions in court. Anupama, they don't want justice anymore. They say that they just want to be left alone. Can you believe that even after 30 years, these women who were raped and blackmailed have still not got justice?
Hi Kaveri. Yes, Kaveri. This is unfortunately the state of affairs of the judiciary in India. It's really very difficult to blame or pinpoint the finger at either the judiciary or the people, the litigants who are fighting this case. For reasons best known, yes, a case that goes to court can take eternity. For example, we have the very famous Banwari Devi's case, which became an inspiration for an NGO, Vishaka, to go ahead and approach the Supreme Court to lay down guidelines on sexual harassment laws. Yes, today we have a law because of what happened to Banwari Devi. But the unfortunate thing is still today Banwari Devi is fighting for her rights. And in the process, a few of the people who committed the act of rape on her are actually scot-free. And some even passed away. And if this is not enough, we also have the highly publicized, high profile case, which was one of the first cases on sexual harassment, where a lady alleged a case of sexual harassment against the then Director General of Police of Punjab, Mr. KPS Gill. The act happened in 1988, and it took 7 long years to finally get a judgment in October 1995. The good news is, today, especially in case of any acts of sexual harassment against a woman at workplace, we have a law that is to the advantage of not only the organization where something like this happens, but for both the victim as well as the respondent.
And why do you think so, Anupama?
As I've mentioned earlier as well, Kaveri, it's not that we never had a law on sexual harassment. There is a section under the Indian Penal Code, which is section 354A, which talks about punishment in case of acts of sexual harassment against a woman. Of course, we have a law then, or rather we already have a section, then why did we need a law separately? In my personal view, this has come as a boon for women working in workplaces. And the reason that I say it is a boon is because with the POSH Act that has come into place, the entire process of investigation gets completed in a short period of 90 days. Unlike, just let's take the example of what happened in the KPS Gill case. It took nearly 7 years to find justice. And that's the difference. And I seriously believe that with the introduction of the POSH Act, at least when it comes to cases of sexual harassment against women, there definitely won't be a statement that justice delayed is justice denied.
This is really good, Anupama. A case being closed within 90 days is definitely justice not being delayed at all. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us. Dear listeners, if you are sexually harassed at your workplace or in a place that you visit during the course of your employment, please file a complaint with the IC of your organization. It is definitely a faster recourse than going to the police station and filing a case under Section 354A of the IPC. Ladies and gentlemen, I do hope you found this episode very informative and interesting. Do get in touch with us with your queries, suggestions, and feedback by emailing us at admin@upseedconsulting.com or writing to us on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. We at UCS are a one-stop shop for everything related to POSH. Do approach us for any help you may need. We will be back soon with another interesting episode. Until then, wishing you all a great day ahead.